I was born at Keesler Air Force Base on the coast of Mississippi. And when I was 11, my family moved to the overgrown ghost town of Electric Mills, Mississippi. Electric Mills was once called the brightest town east of St. Louis. It had electricity at a time in the South when no one else did. The plant was powered by electricity from burning the wood, and so the houses were powered, the offices were powered. They had very modern houses, a hospital, a theater, even an ice cream parlor, and people came from Meridian and other areas to visit this booming magic of a town. But when all the timber was harvested, they literally picked up most of the buildings and moved them on somewhere else. So when my family moved to Electric Mills, it was pretty much deserted. There were a couple of houses, and I lived in one while our house was being built. But there was one thing that they couldn't pick up and take off, and that was the sidewalks. So I could walk forever on these thickly poured concrete sidewalks that took me past old home places. I could see the plantings that had been done in the front of the house, the hedges, the plantings that had been done in the back of the house, and the pillars that had once held up the houses. So for me, that was sort of a magical and mysterious place. And when I set out to write my novel, I very much wanted to bring readers to that place, to a fictionalized version of it, and introduce them to it.
What ages does this book appeal to?
Well, it's been interesting, Karen. The main character in the book is 12, but about half of the people that I've heard from have been grown-ups, because the book combines my two favorite things, which are outdoor survival and outdoor adventure, and an art mystery clue trail. The reader gets to solve the clue trail right alongside the main character, Cricket.
What is the story around the clue trail?
So the story takes readers on an adventure with 12-year-old Cricket, who runs away to live in an overgrown ghost town based on the real-life ghost town of Electric Mills, Mississippi, to try and solve a clue trail to find a secret room that may or may not exist. And the secret room is inspired by the real-life secret room that Mississippi artist Walter Anderson left when he died. I hope that your listeners, if they haven't been in the secret room, at least they've heard of it, because it is really a wonderful place.
Does Electric Mills still exist in any form?
It does, and I'm happy to report that thanks to the work of the Historical Society, a new plaque has just been erected in Electric Mills. So Electric Mills is on Highway 45 between Meridian and Columbus, and there's not a whole lot to see today unless you sort of know what you're looking for. But you can still find the remnants of those thickly poured sidewalks if you look a little bit. Some of them have crumbled by now, and some are covered by leaves, but they're there. And you can still see some of the toppled over pillars. There's still one house, and you can see signs of this rich and vibrant town that once thrived in the area.
I think you just inspired people to take a day trip to check it out. You said this book appeals to adults, but you wrote it geared towards kids. Why did you choose that age for your audience?
I think there's really something wonderful about a coming-of-age story, and this is a coming-of-age story, because when you are 11, 12, you're really making up your mind about how you're thinking of the world. And it was important to me as a writer to really speak to that age group and insert some challenges and adventure, but also some positivity into that age group as they are, they're making up their mind about how the world works. And one of the great things that I love about the middle grade genre is you always give the reader hope. There may be challenges, and there's certainly challenges and bumps along the way, but you lead the reader with a hopeful ending to help, lead them into their next reading adventure. And that was something that I very much enjoyed doing. And frankly, in writing it, I called on a lot of my own childhood experiences. The family dynamic in Cricket is fictionalized, but the connection with the outdoor world is very much a part of how I grew up. And I think there's something about Southerners. We have a unique connection to place, and I wanted to capture that in a book And what better way to capture that than through the eyes of a 12-year-old girl who was surviving on her own and exploring and developing her own relationship to this place, the woods that she was initially quite scared of, but then really comes to love, as I came to love, the woods and the ghost town.
Jo Watson Hackl is the author of Smack Dab in the Middle of Maybe. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. My pleasure.